Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. My name is Renee. Last week for UFC fight night, we made pizza and chicken. This week we're doing baby back ribs with a coleslaw, but we're making our barbecue sauce from scratch just the way we like it. Nice and tangy and a little sweet. So stick around and I'm gonna show you how we pulled together this weekend's UFC fight night dinner. Let's get cooking. For UFC fight night, I'm gonna make some baby back ribs. So I have roughly 4 pounds of baby back ribs that I picked up at Fred Meyer. I'm just gonna season them with some salt, some nutritional yeast, some of the vegetable powder that we made from the dehydrated vegetables that we did a couple of weeks ago, and some lime salt. I'm gonna roast these in an oven, a preheated oven, 355 degrees, until just long and slow for a couple of hours, and then I will add my barbecue sauce. So first I'm just gonna hit them with some salt. Use as much or as little salt as you want. I'm gonna use some of this lime salt. It's not very salty, it's more limey, and the citrus will go nice with the barbecue sauce that we made the other day. Some nutritional yeast. And then some of the vegetable powder that I had some frozen vegetables. I dehydrated them and then I just ground them up in my spice grinder. And it was really good on the pork, by the way. And we'll just... We do want our meat to taste good. We don't just want the sauce to taste good. We want our meat to taste good too. And I'm going to season the backs of these as well. Use a clean hand, salt. We'll just use it all. All right, we'll just give that a nice little massage. Honestly, I think if you wanted to make some homemade tortilla chips, the vegetable blend that I used, I dehydrated and I powdered and I added a little bit of salt to it, would be so nice on top of some tortilla chips. I had a little taste yesterday just by itself to see what it tastes like by itself, and it really was super good. All right, wash my hands. And they're seasoned, and I'm going to throw these in a 355. It defaults at 355, so that's what I just left it at, 355 degrees. And I'm going to let these roast for about an hour, and then I'll add the barbecue sauce and we'll get them nice and cooked. All right, so I'm going to show you how I make a really quick and easy homemade barbecue sauce. Measure out your dry ingredients first. If you're using the same amount for dry and wet, just measure out your dry ingredients first and then add your wet ingredients so you don't have a big mess. This is Worcestershire sauce. I have 2 tablespoons here. I'll do a video on how I made this. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I like mine a little tangy, so I'm gonna go about 2.5, 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, just because I like mine tangy. If you don't like yours tangy, then just stick to the 2 tablespoons or less if that's what you want. So I've got about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I like this. I don't like the stevia. I don't like anything with stevia or monk fruit or erythritol. I've tried them. I don't care for them. It leaves a really just nasty taste in my mouth. So I do like the swerve, and I do like coconut sugar and pure cane sugar, but in this case, this is what we're gonna stick with. And then a 1/2 cup of ketchup, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, nutritional yeast, and 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to add a little bit of liquid smoke for some extra flavor.
Short ribs are really good.
Oh, shit. I'll report back on how this tastes. I thought it was in one of those little sporter things. All right, we're just gonna mix this, and then we're just gonna let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and then it'll be done. You should give it a little taste, make sure you like it if you need to add anything else. I love my barbecue sauce super tangy, so that extra apple cider vinegar really made it even more tangy. I love it. Now, to go with our barbecue ribs for UFC Fight Night dinner, I'm gonna make some coleslaw, just using some cabbage and shredded carrot and jalapeno that I already have on hand that I need to use up before it starts going bad. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add some mayonnaise, sugar, lemon juice, vinegar, salt, and pepper to the mixing bowl. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients to combine. So for this recipe, you are going to need a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm just gonna kind of estimate here, but this is the mayonnaise that we made the other day. You're going to need a tablespoon of sugar. I have some cane sugar here. A pinch of salt. 3/4 of a tablespoon of lemon juice. A 1/2 tablespoon of, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar because I like the flavor of it. I like the tanginess that it gives over regular vinegar. And then I'm going to mix this together, and I need a little bit of black pepper too. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to chop down my cabbage that I have. I pre-cut it, but I'm just going to cut it into smaller pieces. I have some shredded carrots. These carrots I grew in my garden, so I'm going to add those too. Use those up. And then I have a jalapeno that I need to use, so I'm just going to use half of it. And I'm going to leave in the seeds because we like spicy things. So I'll give that a rough chop. We'll add this to our container. And then go ahead and mix well. And if you need to add some more mayonnaise and adjust your sauce, your coleslaw dressing, you can do that to your own taste. So if you like yours sweeter, add a little bit more sugar. If you like yours a little more tangy, you can add more vinegar. If you like yours wet, add more dressing. If you like it dry, put more cabbage. And I'm going to add some of the dehydrated parsley that I did last week, or that I did in a previous video. That's good. It's nice and creamy. I'm gonna add just a little bit more apple cider vinegar. It's spicy because of the jalapenos. I think my favorite coleslaw recipe, actually not even really homemade, but from a fast food chain that goes by the name of Long John Silver. And they don't have very many of them around anymore. But if you know Long John Silver, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your favorite item is on the Long John menu. Of course, our coleslaw for our UFC Fight Night dinner is all ready. This is what we have. I got just about 2 servings. And if you want the recipe for the coleslaw, I'll link the recipe in the description box for you guys if you want to try her recipe. I've taken the baby back ribs out of the oven. They're done and at temperature. I'm going to brush them with the barbecue sauce, and I'm going to get these back in the oven. Okay, so our ribs are done. This is what they look like, and I have the barbecue sauce on them, and then I will set some barbecue sauce aside and serve it alongside our ribs if you want extra sauce. And then we have our coleslaw, and I have some bacon wrapped artichokes in the oven.
A little piece for us on, I believe it's Leon's place.
It is, yeah. Leon's place is one of the most dangerous aspects of his game, and we talk about his takedown defense, but it starts from really...
And dinner is served. We have our barbecue baby back ribs and our bacon wrapped artichokes along with our homemade coleslaw. Well, thank you everybody for sticking around for another video. I hope you enjoyed those ribs. It surely tasted spectacular. I just love making, especially my homemade barbecue sauce. It's such an easy recipe, and I can make as little or as much of it as I want. The ribs carried us through actually until Sunday. We didn't eat all of them for the fight. In fact, neither did we finish the coleslaw too, but we did on Sunday. Very much enjoyed those. So thank you for watching another video, and I'll see you next week for another UFC Fight Night dinner. Bye everybody.